Now, breaking down everything you need to know for the Austin Major really goes back to the other major capsule market, and right now it's actually extremely interesting because we're seeing a lot of them shoot up in price. Most importantly is going to be Paris. I know you don't believe it, but Paris is actually up potentially 50 to 60% on some of these capsules over the past couple of weeks, which is absolutely insane. Now, there's a lot of things to remember here. First up, these are still below the 25-cent market price they were sold at, and obviously this is something that has a massive supply out there, so we don't know how long this growth is really going to last for, but it's not just the Paris capsules. We're also seeing some Copenhagen, some Shanghai, a lot of different major capsules. Some specific ones are shooting up in price, along with some specific stickers as well. We talked about the NIP and the Evil Geniuses previously. It's a very interesting situation because obviously the major capsule market was theoretically dead, and now it seems like it's coming back from the past a little bit. Obviously, this is nothing in comparison to what we used to see with thousands and thousands of dollars of growth, but this is a very important start, especially for the Austin Major, which we're going to be breaking down right now. Skinland is today's sponsor, and they're also sponsoring you with a free $10 on your first trade. It's where I personally sell my skins because you're going to be getting the highest rate out there. They're offering a maximum amount of money in a minimum amount of time, and it's going to be nearly instant with tons of different payout options. Combine that with their massive marketplace where you're going to be able to buy anything in the entire game you're looking for with a ton of different deposit options here as well. Right now, this is the #1 place to go ahead and sell or buy skins in my personal opinion, so go ahead, use code MasterShiny and check them out today. Now, breaking down everything to do with the Austin Major capsules, things have actually significantly improved inside of this area. I think because of the amount of time it's really taken to get to a sale, we have now seen the ROIs creep back up. The Contenders capsule is currently at 60% ROI on a $1 price point, which means it's going to be 240% when that major sale actually does drop. Now, this is something that has a profit opportunity if you're one of the first, along with some of these other capsules. The Contenders autograph, really interesting. This one's extremely volatile because there is the most autographs inside of it because you got 16 teams and 5 of those are each autograph, which is a ton of stickers, to be very careful. You get your Legends and your Challengers. Now, both of these seem very similar. Legends is currently at a 50-cent price for a 47% ROI versus the Challengers at a 99-cent price with a 45% ROI, meaning the Challengers is significantly superior inside of this area. And then you got your remaining 3 capsules, nothing too special inside of this area. It's very interesting seeing all these things for the Austin Major capsule market here. I'm definitely not going to be making any investments right away. There is some potential here, especially for the Contenders capsule later down the line. Being that there's 16 teams inside of it, there is a lot of opportunity. If 1 or 2 of these stickers blow up in price, they're going to be really hard to get moving forward, and that could create some pretty strong opportunities. Now, let's talk about the souvenir packages, and there's a lot to break down inside of this area. First up, let's start with the most obvious. Anubis is out, and that creates a huge opportunity if it wasn't really Anubis. Unfortunately, Anubis is kind of one that's in an interesting position because we've got a couple different things about it. First up, the Anubis collection package is still available for sale, which means the items are theoretically infinite. We've got some of these skins in the outside of souvenir collection format, therefore there is less competition inside of this specifically. Anubis is not one of the most interested packages. It does have the opportunity to grow in price because now it's not going to be returning, but unfortunately for this one, it's not going to be a Dust 2 situation unless it's just due to straight hype around it. In my honest opinion, I think your best 3 options for these ones are definitely going to be either Mirage or Dust 2 if you're looking for honestly souvenir packages that are going to have at least some demand after the major ends, because that's consistently a problem inside of this area and it's quite unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Or Anubis is obviously an option here because this is theoretically the last major we're going to be seeing it for a fair bit. Most likely there is that opportunity, but I will definitely say I wouldn't excessively invest into this area just because traditionally souvenir packages really struggle, and I think there's a lot better opportunities inside the current market. However, we have the one new area that's coming with the souvenir packages, and that's going to be the new charms. Now, you can have your choice of getting either a regular souvenir package or a souvenir package with the brand new charms. Honestly, there's no reason not to get the brand new charms inside of it. I think it's just going to incentivize people to open up these ones a lot more, and honestly, inside of the current market, usually if you're unboxing these, you're getting maybe 20 to 25 cents guaranteed off just the charm alone. It's a very cool concept and a very cool area, but I would definitely say be very careful inside of this because honestly, these are an area that could once again fall off very hard once the major interest ends, and you don't want to be stuck with an excessive amount of these in case they do end up not being the most influential when it comes to people unboxing these. Now, coming along to the question of should you be buying now for an Austin Major investment, in my honest hands-down opinion, I think there is zero reason to buy right now, especially if we want to look at everything going on inside this area. First up, the major capsules. These ones are going to be sticking around forever once that sale finally hits, and therefore buying early has zero advantage unless you're trying to capitalize off of making that profit opportunity on like the first day. Inside of this area as well, well. We got the Souvenir packages. These ones, in my honest opinion, you're going to be able to buy off the market for probably around $3 for a fair amount of time, meaning that there is zero reason to invest into anything right now for the Austin Major. You're going to have more than enough time. And honestly, we want to see some supply data. We want to see the overall application data a lot more in depth than we have it right now. And that only happens once the sale hits, which means we need to wait until a decent amount into the sale. And if we want to look at sale lengths, it's going to be for months most likely. And you're definitely going to have a warning before it's removed. Therefore, why invest right now? Now, catching you up on our active market, we've got the case market first up, and it's been a very interesting road. A lot of fluctuation for nearly every single case all across the board. The majority of them going down inside of this area, especially over the past couple of days. If we want to look at a month trend for something like the Prisma case, obviously it's still up significantly in the month and it's down slightly in the 5-day. This is not too big of a surprise, especially with Valve's latest update. There's a lot of things that have really influenced this area, but the majority of rare cases and cheaper rare cases are still going consistently strong. Your snakebite is almost approaching $1 once again. Even after that little pullback, it's still going crazy. Inside of this market as a whole, I will definitely say things are not as strong price-wise as they once were just a couple weeks ago, but honestly, the majority of these trends we're seeing right now, I think are going to be very short-lived. People are still a little nervous on Valve's latest update. Case investing is something that is one of the strongest aspects when it comes to CS2 investing as a whole, and that's why I think, honestly, the majority of these cases could create a very strong buying opportunity right now. We're not obviously saying they're going to be going up today or tomorrow, but the majority of these rare cases have crazy unboxing numbers. They're going to consistently see the fundamentals that we want moving forward. That's going to have a very strong price point, and therefore I can't advise you to do anything, but in my honest opinion, I don't think the rare case market is one that's going to be faltering, especially long term with everything we're seeing. I think it's in a very strong position. Now, going back over to our Armory, things have changed up completely here. If we want to look at it, our ROIs have dropped pretty significantly all across the board. We were looking at 150 to 160% for our sticker collections. Now it's 130% maximum. Sport and Field barely over 100. Same with your charms. The graphic design and the overpass have dropped down quite significantly as well, both around 90%, and your Train 2025 is coming in just barely over 70% ROI. Very interesting inside of this area. Obviously, we do not have a limited edition item in the shop just yet. Theoretically, that could be coming in a future update, but it's very interesting to see the ROIs just absolutely plummet after they were so high just a couple weeks ago. Now, with how crazy the rare case market has been going over the past couple of months, one thing a lot of people have really shifted their interest to is going to be the active duty cases. And if we want to look at the Revolution, it's absolutely exploded in price. It's up significantly over the past month. And if we want to zoom out to the long term, you can see just why I don't like these as investments. They're so volatile, they shoot up in price and drop back down almost instantaneously. I think it's a very poor investment, and it's one based more on hype and luck rather than skill and fundamentals, which is the long-term reason why we are investing into CS2 investments. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.